For Karl's first escape, his arms were tied behind his back, and then he was securely bound with 90 feet of rope, wrapped in a blanket and tied with 90 feet of sash cord. He was then pushed out of the window on a plank at the top of the Blackpool Tower and left to hang upside down whilst escaping from his bonds. His second escape performance consisted of him being suspended by his ankles from the tower top, securely bound in a straitjacket, but with one of his assistants, an apprentice, Jim McMurray, actually hanging from him, also trying to free himself from a straitjacket. It was a competition to see who could get free first, the master or the apprentice. The last tower top escape was the same as the second one, but this time Karl's brave assistant and apprentice Liz McDougall was hanging from him.
To a rope suspended over Blackpool Tower. Even Houdini never quite got around to doing that, while Ron McLaughlin was watching from a safe distance on the ground.
Parliament may have voted against hanging, but that hasn't deterred Karl Bartoni, the Blackpool-born escapologist, and his somewhat brave colleagues, in this case 30-year-old James McMurray. Even the great Houdini was refused permission to carry out similar stunts from Blackpool Tower, and it took Karl Bartoni all his powers of persuasion and £500,000 insurance before the tower owners granted him and the Bartoni troupe permission. 498 feet above the ground, it took Karl and Jim McMurray just 2.5 minutes to free themselves from their straitjackets. The weather conditions were perfect for these first ever death-defying stunts from Blackpool Tower, but how did Karl get permission when Houdini had failed?
People in the past have wanted to climb the tower, but it's all been refused.
Why then did you change that policy now?
Well, why shouldn't we? The tower's there. If anyone wants to climb it, then we'll consider giving them permission. It was a natural thing to do. We're looking for publicity. Blackpool's looking for publicity. So why not?
For his first escape, Karl was wrapped in a straitjacket and more than 300 feet of rope. Karl, how do you feel?
Quite apprehensive and just getting a little bit tensed up now.
What's your stomach like at the moment?
It's not too bad. It's just before I go out of the window that it'll start churning.
Have you ever attempted anything like this before in the past?
Yes, but certainly not from a height like this and untried rigging, because basically we're trying it for the first time from that rigging.
He was then lowered from his ankles. It took him just 9 minutes and 54 seconds to get free. It was all too much for at least one member of the public, and the other reactions were mixed.
He's stupid.
Why
I
do you think
wouldn't
he's
try
stupid?
it.
You think he's stupid? Do you think he's very brave?
Oh, aye, great. I wouldn't fancy it.
Sensational. I couldn't believe it. So, God help his ankles.
You wouldn't fancy doing it yourself?
No way. I get sick upstairs on a bus.
After his two-man escape with James McMurray, it was the turn of a 23-year-old Scottish girl, Liz McDougall. Believe it or not, she started this kind of thing to try and get over her fears of heights. What do you feel like? Tell me.
Just all tense. Just I hope to do it.
Why did you decide to go ahead with this?
Just enjoy doing it. I really do. It's an achievement.
What's the biggest thing you've tackled before this?
Just buying a crane, practicing buying a crane about 80 foot. So never anything like this. This is the big one.
You must have a lot of confidence in Karl.
Oh, I have. I wouldn't do it otherwise.
She needn't have been nervous. She was freed in just 2 minutes and 40 seconds. And together they raised somewhere between £5,000 and £6,000 for charity. But does Karl have any more ambitions?
Well, negotiations are underway with a view to securing permission for similar stunts to be done from the Eiffel Tower. But we're just keeping our fingers crossed.
I think our sound equipment passed out there.
At 5:40, it's time for 60 Minutes.
Tonight's 60 Minutes headlines. You live.
The thought of climbing Blackpool Tower makes you dizzy. It was certainly not the place to be today. Escapologist Karl Bartoni had set his sights on the top of Blackpool Tower, hanging upside down from the top of it, that is. And today he achieved his ambition, something not even Houdini had done. Not once, but 3 times. After successfully escaping on his own, just by way of a warm-up, he prepared for the most dangerous stunt, escaping from 390 feet above ground from a straitjacket, with an assistant doing the same thing hanging from him. It needed ropes and nerves of steel, and even the professional was feeling the strain.
Terrible, the last one. It really was bad on my ankles. It's a difficult escape at the best of times with someone hanging from me. The slightest jerk from that person makes my cable harness cut into me. And I can really say now, Liz is 100% brave. She's going to be marvellous.
What on earth do you think about when you're up there?
Getting out of everything and the safety of my assistants.
And what's it like being upside down, that height up?
Terrible. It really is.
Can you see anything down below?
Yes, but I've no time to look. It's just a matter of getting out of everything. If it wasn't for the group members, though, it would be impossible.
Hundreds of holidaymakers craned their necks and tried to decide, was it a bird, was it a plane, was it bravery or was it foolhardiness? As it turned out, it was probably skill which enabled the intrepid duo to wriggle and writhe their way free in a matter of minutes. But for those few moments, it seemed half of Blackpool held its breath. As for why they do it, well, the proceeds will go towards the new lifeboat fund. Meanwhile, Blackpool has a whole new meaning for the phrase, hanging around at the tower.
Who was the man on the end of the rope? Jimmy McMurray. Thank you, Jimmy. Who today made his debut. What a height to make his debut. And Liz is going to make her debut also today. Now I'm going to ask our people from the audience to examine these straitjackets. The other members of the committee have examined them already. Now, will you make sure, sir and madam, that there are no rubber straps, they're all actual leather and thick canvas. And here we are again, another one. This is an English one, that was German. It's a little bit more flimsy in the canvas department, but will you... Okay, are you both satisfied?
Yeah.
Very satisfied. Thank you. Now they're going to be tied up in the straitjackets. They're going to be taken to the top of the tower. For the first time in history, a young lady will swing from the shoulders of Karl Bartoni upside down. Now there's no hiding this business on the legs of Liz. You can see the straps around her ankles. Karl has similar straps around his ankles. He is attached to the rope that is being lowered. She is attached to that steel cable that's protruding from the top of his straitjacket. They will both hang upside down. He, of course, has to take not only his own weight, but her weight as well. Liz can maneuver a little bit. She can wriggle just a little bit. But, of course, Karl can't because of her weight on him, which, of course, makes it extremely difficult. We've got the children down here wishing Liz good luck. I think they wish they were going up as well. You'll have to get your mum to take you up the tower afterwards. Now you're getting the steel cable trapped. Right. Now we'll ask our two friends from the audience to inspect them and go up the tower with them.
8 Escapologist.
Just I hope I do it.
Why did you decide to go ahead with this?
Because I enjoy doing it. I really do. It's an achievement.
What's the biggest thing you've tackled before this?
Just buying a crane, practicing buying a crane about 80 foot. That's all. Never anything like this. This is the big one.
You must have a lot of confidence in Karl.
Oh, I have. I wouldn't do it otherwise.